Hey, good morning, it's Owen, Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Well, I got a couple of emails over this holiday season, and this is really why I do these video blogs. I get probably 10, 15 emails a month from people who tell me they've been watching my blogs for a while, they enjoy them, and they're learning some things, and that's great. That's why I do this. It's really to provide some people with some guidance and some help. A lot of them live in Vancouver, but a lot of them live all over the place, Canada and the United States. Now, I got one from a viewer here, and he said that he came across my blogs on YouTube about 4 months ago and has been watching them. He says he's watched pretty much every one of my blogs. And he says he particularly agrees with a couple of the blogs I've done that say that detached homes will continue, the gap in price appreciation on detached versus condos is going to widen. And yeah, it is. I've blogged many times about it. He understands that as well, that detached is really where the big appreciation is coming from. And the new 2015 assessments that are just coming out now even show that more. The simple reason is that they're not building any more detached homes. As a matter of fact, the supply is shrinking, demand is high, and that's causing the prices to continually go up. On the other hand, condos, demand is still quite high, but of course the developers are pumping out a ton of product. And when you're keeping up with the demand, it's hard to get any traction. Now, so he knows that eventually he wants to get into a detached home, but he said here that for someone like me who's just starting out, so I'm presuming Mike's probably in his 20s, and I can only afford to buy a one-bedroom condo as an investment and rent it out as a supplement to my dividend stock portfolio. I like that. What are your thoughts on investing in a one-bedroom unit on a pre-sale of some of the current transit-oriented developments in Vancouver? So I'll answer your question here, Mike. First off, you're at the right age. I presume you're probably in your 20s, you're just starting out, and you're already buying dividend stocks. Man, I'm telling you, you're on the right track. Trust me. You're going to look back on it when you get to my age, because I started buying my first dividend stocks when I was in my early 20s. Companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Pepsi, Walmart, Costco, and I can tell you that it's pretty amazing what compounding and earning that passive income and reinvesting it over time will do for you. You're on the right track there. I also agree, buying a one, now you're looking to diversify and your stock portfolio, the next logical step is to get into some real estate, some investment properties. The best way to start, one bedrooms are fantastic. I've blogged about those before. I think they're going to offer you your best cap rate is a one bedroom. It's kind of the sweet spot. Studio apartments are good as well, but I find that studios, you get a little bit more turnover in tenants. So I think the one bedrooms are the best way to go. And again, you can also see the value of getting into a detached home. Maybe eventually your goal should be to buy a Vancouver special where you've got 3 rental units and maybe a laneway house. But you have to start somewhere. If you're only in your 20s, most people can't buy $1 million Vancouver special. So it's a lot better off to get in the game. Start with a one-bedroom unit. At least now you're riding the market up, and build up some equity, save your money, and then you move up the ladder. I've done lots of video blogs on how people started with very small beginnings, started with a one-bedroom, 20 years later they're into a $2 million Kitsilano triplex. So start with a one-bedroom. The only thing though that I'm not favorable on here in your email is, and I know a lot of my regular viewers are going to laugh at this one, is buying it as a pre-sale. Mike, we can do a lot better off for you in getting you, I can show you tangible product. That first off, we can negotiate the price, it's tangible, we can look at it, where the unit is, what the outlook of the unit is, where your parking spot is, what the finishings are like. Pre-sales these days, go into my other blogs, you'll see it's not a good deal. It used to be 8 or 9 years ago because the developers used to offer an incentive to buy something today that wasn't going to be able to move into for 3 years. You're buying it off a brochure. That's all changed. I mean, the prices now are every bit at what tangible product is selling for. The other thing is, you buy a pre-sale, it's not done for 2 years, 3 years, you're paying GST on it. It's just like buying a new car. When you buy a new car and you roll it off the lot, it loses 10%. With a pre-sale condo, as soon as you take the keys, you're down 5% because that GST is never going to be recoverable. You've already got that down, paid for, it's lost. So you're on the right track here, Mike, but I can tell you that there are plenty of good units on transit that are tangible that I can get you a better deal on than a pre-sale. You know, nothing wrong with these developments that are being sold as pre-sale. I always want to make sure people understand that. There's some good buildings, some good boutique buildings that are going up right now in the Soma area, in the South Main Street area that I like. I like the potential of them, but I certainly wouldn't be buying them as a pre-sale. I would wait till they're built, wait till it's tangible, and then have a look at them from there. Hope that answers some of your questions. If you've got more, I can always answer these in more detail, and I'd be happy to help you out. I am available to work with 1 or 2 buyers every month. So if you're interested, you can always give me a call, 604-889-1118. You've got my email address. It's on my website, and I'd be happy to show you some units. And if you still think the pre-sale's better for you, then fine. I'll go in and negotiate you a deal on that. At least get some incentives thrown in. But I always recommend to people, before you put a sign on the dotted line at that display center, let's spend an afternoon and let me show you some tangible product. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I got houses to sell. I'll see you next time.